Salutations, the L-literal one this is, and finally I get to do a year-end best list for the first time! For a song to qualify for this list, it must place in the Billboard Year-End Hot 100 of 2017. More importantly, it must also be something I like listening to, so without further ado, this is the Top 10 Best Hit Songs of 2017! Okay, folks, hear me out. This song may be objectively bad, but I like this without a trace of irony.
I spy with my little eye, a girly I can get cause she don't get too many likes. A curly-headed cutie I could turn into my wife. Wait, that means forever, ever, hold up, never mind.
Just saying though, the production is bright and breezy, giving it a stark contrast from most generic rap songs that go to the dark side. Yes, the behavior Kyle exhibits with his lyrics is awful, but he sounds so clueless about his behavior that it only amplifies the carefree tone the song is setting with its production. He does come up with some interesting lyrics, such as this one.
This shit's still so cold when it drops, it's gonna be a motherfucking snow day.
This is only number 10 though because of Little Titanic with its signature habit of disturbing one-liners.
All my bitches come in pairs like balls in my nutsack.
His words, not mine. Kyle's actually pretty funny, while Little Titanic is nothing but a talentless hack. Overall, I Spy is one of the only songs that I like unironically despite how terrible the lyrics are. I never thought the Chainsmokers could make anything good. Between #selfie, Closer, and Paris, they seem to be consistent at putting out awful song after awful song. Well, for this entry, a little Coldplay saved the day.
Oh, I want something just like this. Oh, I want something just like this.
At the very least, the Selfie Bros finally dial back on their ego and make something humble for once. They were intelligent enough to leave all the singing to Chris Martin, who packs natural humility and charisma to sell the writing of the song. The girl is painted as not desiring anything perfect, but rather just someone who she can love. The production is also toned down a good bit, and thank goodness for that, because Closer still gives me brain aneurysms every time that synth line drops. A surprisingly humble turn from the Selfie Bros is something I'll take, and speaking of humility...
Weaken a weakness, you gotta see this.
Damn, that intro sparks the glory blaze that is Humble. And we see Mike Will Made It actually make a true banger for once too. The star of the show is Kendrick himself, of course. The first verse focuses on him going from rags to riches, and the second verse steps up to challenge his competition and the media. All of that, and he brings his bombastic flow throughout the whole song. It's great to see songs that not only challenge the listeners themselves, but also open up to be interpretable in more than one way. Treat You Better is one of the very rare songs that has proven to be actively toxic to the minds of those who listen to it. It's still one of the worst pieces of radioactive waste I've ever had the displeasure of suffering through thanks to the son of a dingus Shawn Mendes, and I hope he never ever makes another— Wait, he made a good song?
You take me places that tear up my reputation, manipulate my decisions. Baby, there's nothing holding me back.
It looks like he did. What with the acoustic guitar building up to the rock chords on the chorus, Shawn really channeling in his emotions, and the songwriting improving immensely, this song's a true banger. This song is about him being pulled into the wild nature of this girl and him being ready for anything she wants. He does strain his voice on the song, but it honestly complements the lyrics, and as such, it makes the song feel more raw and intense. So, maybe this kid can redeem himself after the despicable Treat You Better? Time will only tell. When the One Direction members split up, they all went into different music genres. Where did Harry Styles go to, though? Wait, I'm getting a sign of the times to come here! there's any time period which is more than welcome for people to pull ideas from, it's the era of David Bowie and Queen in the 1970s. They were defined by their hardcore rock anthems, and that's something that has been pretty darn scarce on the charts of the 2010s. Whenever the rock breaks into the charts though, holy guacamole, is it a treasure to appreciate while it lasts. This power ballad does not disappoint, as the build-up to the explosive rock chorus is a series of roller coaster loops for the ears. And is it just me, or do I feel like that the lyrics could be used as a response to Bohemian Rhapsody? Nevertheless, it's awesome to see the One Direction members go off to explore their new creative freedoms, and Harry Styles is easily the strongest of them all. Rock music, you're hard to combine in this thoroughly modern era of trap mumbling, but you're always welcome whenever you're able to show up on a Hot 100. And here are my honorable mentions for this year.
I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. And last night you were in my room.
It's the bounciest tune of the year and all, but it's not really Ed Sheeran at his best. We'll get to that later on in this list.
Silk sheets and diamonds, all white. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. You say you wanna go.
Again, the production is cool and all, but he's done better, and the proof is right further up on my list. The final 5 songs are a big step up from the others before it, as this is where my feelings for these songs truly intensify. Of all the songs about love and sex this year, this song stands up among all of them as a slow and romantic blend of electronic pop and rhythm and blues.
Just a simple touch and it can set you free. We don't have to rush when you're alone with me. I feel it coming.
I gotta give it up to Daft Punk for being able to make the most soothing electropop and R&B jam I've heard all year. Seriously, I could use that instrumental as a substitute for the sound of rain when I have trouble sleeping. Then we have The Weeknd pulling a 180 from his usual hedonistic attitude and getting his Michael Jackson on with his charisma. He is a natural singing this song, and these lyrics follow the slow and steady route of taking a genuine interest in the lady he's with. If I ever wanted a song on a romantic dinner playlist, it would be this song. I Feel It Coming is definitely a stark contrast to some of his other songs such as The Hills, Can't Feel My Face, and Starboy, but I'm still glad this became popular this year to soothe me whenever I get angry. Hey, players! Put your pinky rings up to the
Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air.
The best hit songs of the year are the ones I wholeheartedly would listen to on repeat several times on end. This shows that even with overplay, I never get sick of it. If anything, every time this sequel to Uptown Funk comes on, it always puts a smile on my face. This new Jack Swing anthem features Bruno Mars once again bringing his braggadocious attitude to the game with all the charisma to back it up. I never thought sirens could actually be used to enhance music, as I usually end up sounding terrible, but in this case, they serve as a crescendo before the chorus kicks in every time.
So many pretty girls around me and they're waking up the rocket. Keep up. Why you mad? Fix your face. Ain't my fault they all be jacking. Keep up.
All in all, this is a fun song to just lose yourself into and go along for the ride. At long last, after putting up with the cruel barrier that is Dr. Luke, Kesha finally releases her third album, and this single off of Rainbow couldn't be any more powerful as a piano ballad.
I hope you're somewhere praying, praying. I hope your soul is changing, changing.
Knowing the backstory behind this song is what makes the song as realistic as it gets. Kesha proves that she can take what she's learned from the past and move on with no regrets. She still keeps it classy by wishing for Dr. Luke to find his peace when she's out of his control. All of this song she sings with absolutely no autotune, and combined with a grand piano production courtesy of Ryan Lewis, this is a song which starts out promising and only gets more and more epic as the verses proceed. Just listen to how she intensifies the chorus each time they come around.
I hope you're somewhere praying, praying. I hope you're somewhere praying, praying. I hope you're somewhere praying, praying.
A lot of these self-esteem songs have an extremely bad habit of sounding as generic as they can get, but Kesha takes the concept, applies her own true story, and delivers personality like none other. I'm definitely not a Kesha fan by any means, but it's amazing to see Kesha finally back in full force after having conquered her artistic blockade and utilizing her raw potency to her fullest. I gotta say, 2017 had some truly amazing hit songs, once you look past all the garbage rap that dominated the charts. And this Ed Sheeran song unfortunately got overshadowed by the biggest song of the year, but that doesn't mean I'm not giving it the credit it rightfully deserves.
I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes, singing to Tiny Dancer.
This is basically 7 Years by Lucas Graham, but packed with much more self-reflection, realism, humility, and melody. Ed Sheeran lays down every memory he has of when he was growing up in Framlingham. He considers all the memories something he's going to miss as they provided him the freedom of childhood, the acceleration of being a wild teenager, and the aftermath of how his former buddies turned out as adults. He acknowledges the less than ideal experiences along the way, such as breaking his leg at 6, not knowing how to kiss when he did it at 15, and throwing up with his friends from drinking. That's what sets this reflection on the past song apart from other songs, as Ed embraces the ups and the downs in his life, and songs like 7 Years tend to leave out the downs. The rock guitars do a fantastic job at enhancing the nostalgic vibe the song gives off. Just like with Sign of the Times, the more rock on the charts, the better. Shape of You may have been the main course, but Castle on a Hill sits in the distance, beckoning those who are willing to take up a little dessert. And I myself am quite fond of the sweet treats. Now, Selena Gomez can be a pretty frustrating artist. She can have beautiful blooms like Naturally and Good For You, but withered setbacks like Come and Get It and Hands to Myself, as well as stuff like I don't even know what to. Anyway, this year, she teamed up with Kygo for this electronic dance music track. And by golly, she fucking killed it with her vocals here! Well, where do I even... How in the world... Okay, this is nowhere near like that Forsaken song Birthday, where I can't find the words to describe how much of a train derailment it is. Let's focus on It Ain't Me, where with every listen, it continues to leave me speechless at how perfect it is executed. Lyric-wise, Selena believes that she's become like a caretaker for him since he hasn't been getting better, and that this ain't what a relationship is about, for that it should be about each partner being equals to each other. Her vocals capture the feeling of being tired after all that caretaking, yet still willing to push it through the final step of breaking free. Zedd, Calvin Harris, and the Chainsmokers, if you want some breathtaking EDM production, listen to Kygo here, as he crafts his majestic work of art utilizing the electronic guitar, tropical sounds, and the piano. Put both Kygo and Selena together, and you get the electric guitar at the beginning, Selena's recounting of her times with the guy,
I had a dream, we were sipping whiskey neat.
The tropical sounds kicking in on the pre-chorus.
No, I don't wanna know where you've been or where you go.
That absolutely gorgeous chorus.
Who's gonna walk you through the dark side of the morning?
And the drop into the stuttering vocals. When I first heard It Ain't Me on Spectrum Post's Billboard Breakdown, I was awestruck by how phenomenal it was, yet so worried that the song wouldn't get any higher than its debut at number 93. Boy was I wrong, as it scaled the Hot 100 mountain all the way up to number 10 and henceforth peaking in the top 10. I couldn't be any happier that this song now more than qualifies for my year-end best list, and the L-iteral One it is. Optimistic that 2018 will be as good a year for popular music, if not better than 2017.